Jimothy,
Rosanna.
you know that for 2 weeks every 4 years I become an expert in figure skating.
I do know this. We've gone to the Macquarie Centre to go ice skating the last 2 weekends.
And I haven't told you, but I also today booked the two of us in for an adult skating lesson on Monday night at Alexandria, at the ice skating rink at Alexandria, and I'm really excited.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Our Olympic career starts now. It's never too late.
I know. But, you know, we talked a lot about what's his name, Malinan, in Breaking News.
Mm-hmm.
And then we talked, we did a mini on Stephen Bradbury last week.
We did.
But during the week, a young US woman won the women's figure skating at the Winter Olympics. And everyone flipped out over it because the routine was just so awesome. She seemed so relaxed, so carefree. She's done all these interviews about how she quit skating when she was 16, went off and lived her life because she'd been doing it since she could remember, and then realized she wanted to come back, but she wanted to do it on her terms. Like she wanted to come back and do a thing that she thinks maybe she could love if it was fun and not a chore.
Sounds like a movie.
And she came back, did this incredible routine and seemed more relaxed and like she was having more fun than any other competitor on the ice, and she won the gold. So today we're going to do a just murder of Alysa Liu. I'm obsessed with her.
Alysa Liu.
Yes.
I've not heard of her before.
This is so
fresh.
Yeah, it's so fresh. Like I wasn't planning on doing a mini on this, but like just everything I've been watching of her, about her, people talking about her routines, watching interviews of her talking the last week. She is 20 years old and she has figured out life in a way that I'm not even there yet. I don't know how she's done. Like she's just amazing. And she's figured out you shouldn't focus on the goal. You should focus on your passion and your purpose. And as soon as she stopped focusing on the goal of winning and started focusing on just the passion and purpose and love she had for enjoying the sport that she was doing, she won a gold medal. I think maybe it struck a chord with a lot of people over the last week. Just about embracing joy and cringe and doing what you want and living as yourself and living authentically and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, it struck a chord with me because that's something that I've been trying to do the last couple of years, particularly as I'm coming up on 40 in a couple of months. I've been thinking a lot about what I love about the work I do and what stuff I actually love and, you know, what actually brings joy. And I don't know if it's something about getting to this age where you're like, what do I actually want to be? What do I actually enjoy doing rather than what's expected of me or what I think I should be doing? And the fact that she's figured that out at 20 is just blowing people's minds. And I'm glad I get to do this one with you because it does remind me a lot of you in a way, like when you went
to the Olympics ice skating. Yeah,
exactly.
It's exactly like my life.
Your
agree,
story just mirrors this, like right down to your father being a Chinese dissident. But just the fact that you were working in a thing so relentlessly that initially you loved, but by the end you couldn't remember what you enjoyed about, what drew you to this career you had in the first place. You were just so overworked, so burnt out, and you just like decided, I need to focus more on myself and what I love, and you just sold the business, bought a camper van and took off.
Had years just bouncing around the country in a camper van.
Yeah.
And it was just like, again, like I think I learnt then just do what you want to do and
find the joy
in things and have time to be bored and time to explore and time just to not take things so seriously. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what she did in the 2 years. She took 2 years off and okay. I can't wait. Let's go.
Awesome.
Okay. Alysa Liu is born in 2005 in California. And I know I say this all the time, but in my mind that means she should be 5 years old. Yep. But actually she's 20. So her father is a man called Arthur Liu, and he was born and raised in China. And in his early 20s, he was one of the student leaders protesting against communism, amongst other things, at the time. And he was one of the main student leader organizers of the protest at Tiananmen Square. And he was not harmed in that what ended up being, you know, what we now call like the Tiananmen Square massacre.
Yeah.
But he, to escape persecution, is able to go to the US in 1989 as part of something called Operation Yellowbird, which was basically a program they had to help Chinese dissidents who had participated in the Tiananmen Square protests to get to safety, because otherwise they were going to be arrested and persecuted in their own country.
That whole thing is such a big gap in my knowledge.
Yeah.
When someone says Tiananmen Square, I nod along
that's why
I know what that's
why I put a little bit there, because
Yeah.
this is just the gist, so I'm not going to fully go into it. I mean, I suppose we could do just the gist on it, but that's as much as you need to know for this story. But he was a Chinese dissident and had to escape to the US in 1989.
Really brave then.
Yeah, in his early 20s,
Yeah, crazy.
not so. So he lives in California and he works as just like a busboy in restaurants and stuff, and he goes to university and studies law, and eventually he starts his own law practice, which goes on to become extremely successful and like financially lucrative. And when he's 40, he decides that even though he isn't in a romantic relationship, he wants children. So he decides to use an egg donor and surrogate to have a child. And that child is Alysa.
That would have been so bizarre.
Yeah, as a single father, he decides he wants to have children.
Okay.
He then goes on to have another child, and then he does it with a donor and surrogate. And then he goes on again and ends up with triplets. So there's 5 kids altogether.
Wow.
He becomes a single father to 5 kids starting at 40. So we have now Alyssa's the oldest at 20, Selena is 18, and the triplets, Julia, Joshua, and Justin, are currently 16. And I just put this in because I knew people would have questions. There are 2 surrogate mothers amongst the 5 children. And he also pointed out that just because Alysa has become famous, people have had questions about her heritage. And he said he chose a Caucasian woman both times to be the surrogate because he wanted his children to have a varied gene pool. So
Interesting.
that's what he said. His mother comes over from China when the children are pretty young to help him raise them.
Okay.
So he has some help. But it is just a very interesting detail that like a single man decided, I've devoted my life to my career. I'm 40. I want kids. And so he does it.
Wow.
And he has the money to do it, and off he goes. So when Alysa is 5 years old, her father is a big fan of figure skater Michelle Kwan, who also is Chinese but lives in and skates for the US. And so he decides to put Alysa into figure skating, and it's clear very quickly that she has a very, very natural ability for it. She's really good. It's also clear from the time she starts that Arthur, as soon as he sees that she's good, has very big professional plans for her. He goes stage dad pretty fast.
Yep.
And it's also clear that it's not really a choice for her that she's doing it. Like, she starts at 5 and it just becomes her way of life very quickly. Like, when you're 5 years old, just the way your life is just what you think life is. So in interviews as a kid before she decided to step away from skating, she says all the right things. Like, she's very media trained. She says all the right things about how much she loves it. But since coming back to the sport in the last 2 years, she's spoken pretty candidly about looking back, not being sure that she ever did like it. She's like, I definitely hated it by the end, but in the first 10 years of doing it, I don't even know if I knew just any different. It was just the thing that I did.
Yeah.
So Arthur Liu invests a lot in Alyssa skating. He said in a recent 60 Minutes interview that he probably, and I found this quote quite funny because rich people are just funny. He goes, I've probably spent between $500,000 and $1 million. And I was like, well, that's either one amount or double that amount. I love that you don't know the difference, but okay. It's an expensive sport to begin with, but he also, from the time she was 5 years old, like they'd go to Japan for a few months so she could train with the best jumping coach, and then they'd go somewhere else for some time to train with that person. And, he wanted her to have the best team and costumes and all that stuff. So it's a lot of money.
Winter sports take a lot
Winter
of
sports
cash.
are pretty much for rich people.
Yeah.
Come on. By the time she's 10, Alysa wins the gold in the US Junior Championships. When she's 12, she becomes the youngest American skater to complete female skater to complete a triple Lutz. At 13, she's the youngest person to ever win the US Women's Championship, and she's so short at the time she needs help getting up on the first place podium. There are also international competitions that she probably could and would be winning at the time, but she's not even old enough to enter them yet. So she's like a prodigy. She's considered a prodigy.
Wow. Can you describe what a triple Lutz is?
I don't know the difference between a triple axel and a triple Lutz, but it's essentially like spinning, rotating in the air 3 times.
Oh, okay.
In the Ilya Malinin segment we did in Breaking News, which you can listen to if you're a Gisna Club member. But essentially, you take off on one foot, you spin around however many times, so quadruple 4, triple 3, and then you land backwards on the opposite foot, so on one blade.
Okay.
And apparently, like, the speed at which you need to be spinning in order to achieve those rotations while you're jumping in the air is as fast as a blender.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like crazy to be able to do this stuff.
So she's good.
But the difference between Luxes and Axels, and this is just the gist, I don't know. It's just jumping high and spinning a lot and landing on a tiny blade on one foot.
That's crazy.
At around 12, she stops going to school because there's just no time. So she starts doing homeschooling at her dad's office, which she basically describes as like a laptop and a program that she just studies when she has time, kind of like, I guess, what studying was like during COVID for a lot of kids. Her father is also pretty intense. He like fires and hires coaches all the time. Like he's constantly just like, I'm not happy with how she's doing. You're gone, brings in other people who he thinks are better. Some coaches try to ban him from practice, but he'll often sneak into the rink. And she says he's not a bad father. Yeah. She loves him very much. This isn't a Jelena Dokic situation.
That's where my mind was going. I was like,
this is not like that at all. There's no abuse.
Okay.
I think it just got to a point where he mistook his excitement and ambition for her as for her ambition for herself. Yeah. He doesn't realize that
I can imagine
he's feeling it a lot more than she is.
Single dad vibes like that too, particularly when you're wealthy.
Yeah, and he's off busy working and
that would be a sign of love is, like getting them to where they could be something great. Yeah.
And also she, like she said in the years since, she didn't even realize at the time that she didn't like it. It was just her life. So she's saying she loves it. But yeah, I think it was just he really mistook his own ambition for hers, I think is what the deal was. She says, when I was skating, I was doing online school, so I didn't have classmates really. I never met my teachers, no field trips, never sat in a classroom. So it was just whenever I had time in between practice, I would go on my laptop and study, do my homework. Skating takes up your whole life almost. I don't know if other people kind of feel the same when they look back at certain parts of their life, but for me, it's definitely a blur because it kind of meshes together, going to the rink, going home, competing. So, it was just her life. Her current coaches now have said in interviews that she doesn't even remember major titles that she won when you bring it up with her because she's just compartmentalized so much of that time in her life because she was probably just so unhappy. Yeah. At 14, she becomes the first American woman to ever land a quadruple jump.
Whoa.
Again, don't ask me the details.
It's 4 jumps.
It's just very impressive. Yeah. She starts competing in international competitions in 2019 when she's 14, so around this time. And she does great. She's definitely on track to go to the Beijing Winter Olympics in 2022. She, says in interviews at the time, like, the Olympics is my goal. I want to get to the Olympics. The Olympics is it. And then COVID happens. And when all the rinks shut down in 2020, unlike Ilya Malinin, who missed skating so much that his parents had to come up with like a whole at-home off-ice program for him, Alysa loves the time off. Like, it's like she finally gets the space and time to realize, oh, I've been on this treadmill for 10 years and I've never even stopped to consider if I like it.
That was my time in the van.
Exactly.
Yeah, that time away from everything and everyone, just being like, hold on, who am I? What do I like doing?
What was my life?
Yeah.
She says, I was like, wow, this is what a break feels like.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, I really like not skating. And she says, like, she knew that so many of her skating contemporaries were like just desperate for the rinks to open up again. And she says, honestly, I was hoping that the rinks would never open.
Wow.
And so having that time off meant when she got back to training, when she finally could, she hated it. She hated it because she'd finally realized
what life was like
without it. Because she'd been doing it since she was 5 years old. And at this point she was like, about 15. And she was just like, no thanks. Like, it's so nice not skating. So she says, I really hated skating when I quit. Like, I really didn't like it. I didn't care about competitions. I didn't care about places. I didn't care about skaters. I didn't care about my programs. I wanted to, like, get away. I wanted nothing to do with that. I hated fame. I hated social media. I didn't like interviews. I just hated all of it. I think just taking the time off made her realize she had no passion for it. Because, as a professional skater, she's known for her technical jumping skills, the quads, the axles, the triple bloody blahs. But she's not really known for her artistry or performance or like connection with the crowd. It's like she comes out, she does the things she needs to do to get the points, and then she goes. And she says later that she never really cared about any of the other side of things. And like, she didn't even really think to ask, because her coaches and whatever team her dad had around her, like, they choreographed all her routines. They picked all her music. They picked her costumes. Like, they set her training routine, which was essentially her life routine. They set her diet. She was told where to be, what to do, what to wear, what to eat. Like, she just turns up, goes out, does the skills she knows how to do, doesn't really connect with it, but just she's never really known any better. And so I think, like, it was just taking that time off, she realized, I don't have a passion for this sport.
Yeah.
Like, just because I've done it every single day for 10 years doesn't mean I love it. And guess what? I don't. Like, I don't feel any excitement about it or connection to it. She says in an interview like a couple years ago, before I didn't give any input at all because I didn't really care, I'd tell them I didn't understand, I guess, the artistic side of skating or the whole packet. I didn't understand skating, basically, and I didn't want to. I wasn't involved in the process, really. I just followed what they would say, which worked, but it didn't do anything for me. So she just, like, turned up and did the thing, and that was it. So this is when she goes back to skating and she's training again after the pandemic. In 2021, she decides, I hate this. I'm going to retire after the Beijing Winter Olympics in 2022, because she's had it. She doesn't love it. She doesn't have a passion for it. She feels like she owes the Olympics to her dad and also just to, like, skating people who've supported her career. But after that, she really wants to quit. Her coach now says she felt at the time she had kept up her side of the bargain with her father and the skating community in general, which was always to go to the Olympics and be the skater everyone wanted her to be. After she achieved those goals, it was time for her to leave the sport on her own terms. So she goes to Beijing. Her father can't go because of his history as a Chinese dissident, and because this is just the gist, we won't get into it, but in the lead up to Beijing, Chinese spies are arrested spying on her and her family.
Really? Wow.
And her father. Like, I think they were worried that he might just start using the spotlight on her to maybe say stuff or I don't know.
Cause some shit.
Yeah, or maybe she would.
Yeah.
China has this program where they try to get people who have gone to immigrated to other countries. They get them to come back and compete for China, and apparently she was quite popular on that list, but her dad was absolutely effing not.
I wonder if he was concerned about her going back there.
I think there was it was when they realized they were being officially spied on.
Yeah.
There was concern, but there was a lot of security around her at Beijing just because of that
history.
Yeah.
Wow. That's sad that he didn't get to go though.
Yeah, he couldn't go.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
And she does okay. She comes 6th overall, and she says she's happy with that. And everyone is like, yeah, that's great. It's her first Olympics.
You get to call yourself an Olympian if you go to the Olympics. If you come last, you still get to call yourself an Olympian.
And also,
that's fine for me.
She's 16.
Yeah.
So people are like, she's a prodigy. There's so much more of her to come. The US hadn't won female figure skating gold medals in the longest time. So it was oh, this is her warm-up Olympics. Watch out, world. So she's I went. I did the Olympics. This is what everyone wanted from me. She came 6th. And then a couple of months after the Olympics, without telling anyone, she posts on Instagram that she's retiring from professional figure skating. She says, this is just a few excerpts from it. I'm here to announce that I'm retiring from skating. I started skating when I was 5, so that's about 11 years on the ice, and it's been an insane 11 years. I made the decision for myself a while ago, way before the Olympics. My only goal was to go to the Olympics. I'm only 16. I want to do other stuff. And she sort of goes on to say she wants to spend time with her family. She wants to get her driver's license. She's applying to college. She says, it's the best decision I've ever made. It's purely for myself. I guess it's selfish, but I'm happy.
Yeah, you got to be selfish.
So her father is shocked. Her coaches are shocked. She says that she posted it on Instagram so that it was out there before anyone could
talk her out of it.
Exactly. Yeah. And she's adamant. She says later that her father was disappointed, but also never pressured her to keep doing it. She also thinks he was surprised at how unhappy she was with it. Yeah. He was like, if you really don't want to be doing it, he thought she loved it, wanted to be doing it. So why are you laughing?
It feels like classic dad behavior.
Yeah.
That he didn't think to ask, or he wasn't perceptive enough to kind of be
That's so true.
It's just a classic dad what? You don't love it, huh?
I don't know classic dad behavior, but that's classic sitcom dad behavior.
So oblivious.
So he's not a dick about it or anything. He's just kind of oh really?
I never thought to ask.
Yeah. So she tours with an ice skating show for a couple of months called Stars.
Disney on Ice?
No, Stars on Ice, which she had been pre-contracted to do. So that's this one thing she has to do. But she actually says it's the most fun she's ever had skating because she's like, oh my gosh, this is just about having fun performing and not worrying about competing, but she finishes that tour and then she puts her skates in a cupboard and just does not skate again for 2 years. And she's like, I don't miss it. And she just lives her life. She's only 16.
Wow.
So she takes and she's finished high school because she finished early because she was doing it online, via correspondence. She takes a gap year and she just does stuff. She goes on a hiking trip in Nepal. Oh. She goes to Everest Base Camp. She gets her driver's license and starts hanging out with her friends a lot more. She says she tries out all different kinds of sports, just for fun. She, is just driving wherever she wants when she wants. She's eating what she wants. She said she's going to movies and concerts. She can stay out late.
Being a normal 16-year-old girl.
Yeah. And she's super psyched. She goes shopping for clothes because she's I've only ever worn activewear.
Yeah.
What I wear to the rink and what I wear on the rink. So she's oh my God, there are other clothes. She pierces her own frenulum because she's this bit. She has a piercing on the inside of her upper lip and this ring comes down over her front teeth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No.
She, when asked why she did it herself, she's well, when I saw how much it cost at the shop, I was why would I pay that? I can just DIY it. And so she researched it and she's like, she didn't do a safety pin. She got the proper tools and like kind of just did it with her sister. Like, so she does that. She starts dyeing her hair the way that you see now. She has this like striped blonde and black hair. And then she gets into UCLA and she starts studying psychology. So she just loves being like in classes with other people. She starts trying out a bunch of different hobbies. She's like, I joined like the ceramics club, and she does she's just trying life, Just reminds me of you when you're in the van.
Yeah.
Just all the different things you were trying. She's just being an 18-year-old. Like she's just like, in that too, going from 16 to 18, she's being like this sort of teenager. She said in an interview later, I just had so much free time and I could explore other things in my daily life just because I didn't have skating and workouts and competitions. I went to a lot of concerts. I discovered a lot of new music. I bought a lot of new clothes. It's a really big difference night and day from when I was skating before, from when I took a break. I didn't skate. I got to go to school, vacation, ski, try other sports, hang out with my friends and family. And she just says like, it was a really nice surprise for me that I realized I could hang out with my friends and family every day for hours on end. Like imagine that being a surprise for you. Like when you're 17, it's like, it's crazy. She says, I went to the beach a lot. I picked up a ton of new hobbies. I tried new food. I just went out in the world. I didn't have a routine. I just did whatever. Like that would have just been
so lovely.
So lovely. And then 2 years after retiring, she goes on a ski trip with friends, and she loves the rush of being on skis, and she realizes that it reminds her of the rush of skating. And she's like,
Hold on.
Maybe I'll skate. Just try a little skate. Yeah. Just a little skate.
I mean, as if you wouldn't, if you're an Olympic skater, as if you wouldn't just like put them on.
Miss it,
to show off in front of your friends and nothing else.
Well, yeah.
To be like, look what I can do, guys.
Yeah.
Flip, and then land and people like think you're amazing.
So she calls like a couple of her old coaches, and she has a friend who like also did some professional skating, and they go to a 6 a.m. session. She can't even find her skates at first. She can't remember where they are.
They have high skates, babes.
Yeah, I know. And so they go to a 6 a.m. session, so like there'd be no one else there at the rink, and she goes out on the ice and lands a triple axel straight away, which after 2 years is like pretty crazy. And she says the difference is she has fun doing it. Like she has so much fun skating that day. And a couple of days later, she wants to go to the rink again, and then she wants to go again. And she just starts skating for the enjoyment of it. And then she starts thinking about all the parts of skating that she never had control over, like the dancing, the choreography, the costumes, the music, stuff that she didn't actually even care about because she just got told what to do and she was like, fine, whatever. She, in the last 2 years, has built up a passion for like creativity and learning and music and all that kind of stuff. And so she's like, maybe if I skate and I'm also like getting to be in charge of that stuff, I'll find some kind of passion for skating because I'm enjoying skating now. So that means I don't hate skating, but what was it about the way I was doing it that I hated it? And so she thinks like, you know what? When I skated in Stars on Ice, I loved that so much because I loved the performing and I loved just the rush of getting to do what I love to an audience. And she's like, I reckon if I can bring that stuff into it, I would love it again. And so she calls two of her old coaches. I'm going to butcher this last name. Philip DeGuglielmo.
DeGuglielmo.
Yeah. And Massimo Scali. And she tells them she wants to train competitively again. And she's already taking control with this call because these two were her coaches that her dad had fired 3 months before the 2022 Olympics because he decided they weren't working. And these are the ones she likes and wants, so she calls them. And she tells them she wants to come back. She's like, I have the skills. I'm enjoying skating again. So now I want to combine the skills with like passion and joy. Like I want to come back and do it my way. She's like, I still want to study. I'm not going to not go to college because usually you just skate full time. She's like, I want to pick my own choreography, music, costumes. I'm not going to go out on a diet. Like I'm not going to miss out on life to go to training sessions. She's also like, I'm not going to do the triple axels and the big jumps anymore because I'd rather focus on the art and the creation and like the passion she's starting to feel for creativity. She's like, I just want to do the thing I love and share it with people and perform it for them. And I only want to skate if I can do it for the joy of it. Philip de Guglielmo says, I tried every single thing I could tell her about why she shouldn't do it. Like he tries to talk her out of it. And he's like, she had a reason to counter every one of my points because essentially she's been on 2 years and to come back competitively is unheard of after 2 years. And so he tries to convince her, like, just do university competitions, like if you want to just have fun. And she's like, no, but I'm good. Like she thinks there will be fun in competing.
Yeah.
But she thinks she can do it at that level while enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I said to her, other people have tried this and it didn't work. And she said, but they were also much older than me. Like I'm literally only 18. Yeah. And so he was like, okay, she's really thought this out. And the two of them agree to do it, the two coaches. And so she only tells her father after she had hired them herself. And she tells her father, like,
here's the bill.
This is
paying for it?
I'm sure he's paying for it. This is like my deal. I'm in charge this time. Like I'm CEO of Alysa Liu Skating, and I don't want you to be involved this time, I guess, except for paying for it. And she says, like, his reaction was he was really happy. He was just happy she was going back to skating and that she seemed excited about it. She says, he's a great father, I just didn't want him to be as invested in it as he was before. So, and then I love this quote from her coach. He says, Alyssa is our boss. She's an adult and she came to us and hired us. She is in charge. Scarly, the other coach, said she has been much more engaged in the process of creating the program from beginning to end, from picking the music to every aspect of the choreography to her dress and hair and makeup. She knows what she wants and how she wants to represent what she is doing on the ice. And it's not easy at first because she'd lost, a lot of stamina and that kind of stuff in the 2 years she was taking a break. Like apparently at first she would do one jump and then need like several minutes to recover before she couldn't get through a whole routine. But that's just like building up that fitness again. And she's happy to do it because she's enjoying training because she's doing it on her own terms. In an interview at the time, she said, I'm enjoying training again. Obviously, it's a struggle, but I'm enjoying the struggle. And after training, I'm ready to see friends and go to school and study. There's so much more I look forward to now. Before, when I had only skating, it was too much. So the skating world is excited when she announces she's coming back. But the skating world is also confused and confronted by her new way of doing things. She keeps doing these interviews like where she's saying stuff that is just in figure skating, but particularly women's figure skating. Everyone's like, and the fact she's got this frenulum piercing and this like crazy, almost like punk hair. And in an interview, she said, I really am the one deciding for myself what to do. I get to make my own schedule, which is nice. I drive myself to the rink or I take the train and I get to pick my session times, pick my lesson times. It's all revolved around what I want to do, which I personally like. I get to decide what I wear to the rink and which rinks I want to go to. I definitely see skating as something more of a hobby. This blew everyone's mind. I'm kind of taking it less seriously than before, not in an, I'm not going to train as hard kind of way, but it's just not my whole life. It's just one of the hobbies I have. So I guess in that way, I can really enjoy it. I'm not taking it too personally. Truly, it's just for fun. I get to pick my own program music. I get to help with the creative process. If I feel like I'm skating too much, I'll back down. If I feel like I'm not skating enough, I'll ramp it up. No one's going to starve me or tell me what I can and can't eat. I'm doing it my way. And even though the skating world is confronted by this, it freaking works.
Yeah.
She starts winning competitions really quickly And when she comes back, there's 2 years until the 2026 Olympics. And so nobody really considers her a chance for the Olympics at first because they're like, you took 2 years off and now you're talking about eating whatever you want and barely, like, training and living life, please. But, like, she just keeps doing so well. And also she is a completely different and, like, better skater.
Yeah.
Like, she may not be doing the technical, like, tricky jumps that she used to do, but she, like, her routines are beautiful and she's connecting with the audience in a way she didn't used to. And, like, she looks joyful and relaxed and, like, she's just having fun. Like, she loves performing and she goes out and does it. And she just keeps saying in interviews, it's not about competitions for me anymore. Like, I don't care if I win. This isn't about placing. This is just about performing. I love performing. I'm finally seeing this as an art form from start to finish, the way I put these routines together. Like, I just want to show people what I can do and what I love to do. Like, so if I get to perform a routine that I've worked hard on and I'm passionate about and I love performing, like, who cares about winning?
Yeah, yeah.
And all the skating people are like, huh? But she just keeps getting better and better. Like, because there is a stress and pressure on the other skaters that she doesn't seem to have anymore.
Interesting.
And so she even starts enjoying traveling for competitions and, like, she makes sure to, like, go sightseeing and have fun and be present. Her coach says when she was younger, she has no memories of any of the places she went to or any of the competitions she did. She was so not happy she wound up compartmentalizing. She does not remember that she went to Junior Worlds or that she went to the Junior Grand Prix final. So last year's tagline was making memories. If we're in Japan, we're getting ramen. We just want to say, here we are. This is what we're doing. She's doing other things.
It's kind of interesting that the judges, because I imagine, I mean, I'm mainly thinking of Strictly Ballroom, where the judges are kind of like, well, you have to do it our way. You have to do it the way we prescribe that you do it.
Yeah.
And if you are not, then points down. We're not, you know,
yeah,
like,
but she's still doing it the right way.
Yeah.
I think probably her hair is the thing that, like, they would like the least.
Yeah.
But she still is following all the rules.
Yeah.
Not doing the big jumps. She's not leaving anything out that she should be doing.
Yeah.
Those big jumps were things that hardly anyone did before.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't want to put the pressure on myself to do that.
But even
I would rather just have fun doing a whole good routine. Like, so she's like, when I say she's skating better, she's skating technically better. Like, she's skating so that the judges, like, they have no choice but to give her better scores.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just interesting when we spoke about that before, how, like, these sports are so subjective that, you know, like, and there can be a bit of dodginess going around.
But the thing is, these sports are so subjective, and in the past, she did not excel in the subjective parts because she was just like, I don't care about any of that. I go out and I do the jumps and then I leave.
Yeah.
She is now, like, the parts that are subjective, like the dance and the choreography and the artistry.
The riz.
She didn't have the riz before.
Yeah.
She has the riz now. So she's actually doing better in those subjective parts of the judging than she was
with
before.
Riz.
Yeah. So she gets onto the US Olympic team and she's considered a medal contender, probably not, like, the favorite to win gold or anything. Like, certainly over the 2 years since she comes back, she's not, like, winning everything all the time, but she's definitely doing well. She's getting into all the major, you know, world titles and she's gets into the US Olympic team. She wins the world championships in, like, 2025. But she's just approaching the Olympics so differently this time, like, compared to herself last time, but also compared to a lot of other people this time.
Yeah.
So she doesn't really care. Like, she's just like, I'm just here to do I'm so proud of my routines. I love performing them. This is the biggest stage as a figure skater you get to perform on. I'm just so excited to do it.
Yeah.
Like, she just is there to have fun. There's a piece from Slate magazine that was written like just about a week ago, just before she won the gold medal. And I love the title. It's Alysa Liu is so mentally healthy, it's terrifying. And this is from the piece. It says,
no one's ever said that about either of us.
Yeah, I know. That will never be said about me. It says, I'm almost in disbelief when I tell you that Alysa Liu seems to be skating just for fun. If any other skater says that they just want to go out there and enjoy themselves on the ice, I will insist that they are lying. Liu is the first one I actually believe. Interviewed after her short program, she said that her first thoughts after her music ended were, I wish it were longer. She just wanted more time out on the Olympic ice to take in the moment. She's calmly confident and claims to be fine with any outcome. I've maybe never seen such wonderful mental health before. And this is interesting from this Slate article because this all just immediately reminded me of Ilya Malinin and how he went into the Olympics the favorite. People were literally saying he was on the cover of magazines that said he defies physics, and then he mentally crumbled and came eighth. And this passage from this Slate article says, is Alysa Liu the anti-Malinin? She once had a quadruple Lutz. She was the first American woman to complete one, but very unlike the quad god, she decided she didn't want to attempt it anymore, deciding instead to protect her body from injury and focus on other artistic aspects of her skating. Furthermore, since she decided to stop caring about placement, she has never skated better. And then this is before her final free skate. It says, on Thursday, we'll see if her free skate is enough to end the 20-year Olympic medal drought for American women. The path there, however, lies in Liu remaining mentally carefree, the secret weapon to her comeback. As she put it herself, I don't feel like my life is on the line anymore. So Alysa Liu comes out for her final skate in the women's singles free skate. She's in third place. She's dancing to a Donna Summer cover of a song called MacArthur Square, which is all about finding joy again after the end of a love affair, which I love. And I want to play it for you now.
Yeah, wonderful.
I'll play you the whole thing, but we'll maybe shorten it because it's like a few minutes, you know.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like Tom Holland doing
Umbrella
on
Lip Sync Battle.
It's just become already in the few days that this footage has been out when she did this routine, like one of those videos that people are like, this is a video we'll be watching for years to like remind us of joy, remind us what joy is. Because it's the Olympics and she just comes out and it is just 3 minutes of just someone experiencing pure joy.
Awesome.
It's so lovely.
Let's check it out.
Okay.
And if you want to watch it and our reaction to it, go to YouTube.
Go to YouTube.
And see our episode on YouTube, where we show you visuals as well.
Visuals.
It's an audio and visual experience.
Yes, you can watch this. Yeah.
All of this.
Our episodes go up on YouTube because we're a proper podcast. All right, here we go. Oh, did I say MacArthur Square? That's a Western Sydney shopping centre. The cover song is MacArthur Park Suite. Oh, God, how embarrassing. Okay.
Oh, yeah, her hair is cool.
Very disco.
Yeah. And she's in like a gold, like
disco
shimmery
It's
dress.
very Studio 54.
Yeah.
Because this is a disco song. She just looks happy.
She does. Whoa. Triple flip.
Yeah, like we know what that means.
Triple. Ooh.
Ooh.
A Lutz.
Ooh.
We could do this at Macquarie Centre.
Definitely.
For sure.
I expect to get this good.
Oh, wow. It's so amazing when like they jump in the air and spin around so many times. Like how they get that momentum.
I know. But she just looks so...
Oh.
She's got the riz,
Yeah,
you know?
she got the riz. She just...
Like she's not just doing the jumps. Like she's performing.
Yeah.
She's feeling it.
Wow.
She's so relaxed.
Wow.
Like it just looks
Wow.
effortless, but just like she's having so much fun.
It's like dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, now we're doing some disco dance. And it's crazy. Like these are all the parts she said she didn't care about before.
Yeah.
The bits in between the jumps, like, but now it's like, oh my gosh, she's having the time of her life.
Oh, slide on the knee.
No. Ah,
Oh, that would be cold in my knee.
awesome.
Oh,
I mean, look at that.
That's really cool.
Isn't that cool?
Slid on the ice and spun around. Oh. It is more like a dance performance, isn't it? Like it feels less tricksy and more performance.
You feel like it's like a whole artistic piece.
Ooh.
And like, just look how happy she is. Like, she's just like.
She looks like a Gen Z kid.
And she doesn't know what her score, like.
Yeah.
Coaches. That's what I'm fucking talking about. And she doesn't even know her score yet. She doesn't care. Like, she knows she effing nailed it the way she wanted to nail it. She's like excited.
She looks like a typical Gen Z kid.
She does. She is.
Like, but even physically, she doesn't look that like very tiny. I mean, she's obviously like a very like fit person, but she doesn't look that kind of like petite, kind of like tiny skater. Like, she looks like a normal.
Oh, you mean as in her body size? Yeah, she's definitely like bigger than she was.
Gen Z kid.
She's commented on that. She's like, I was going through puberty back then. Like, I was so awkward in my body. I was growing. Now she's like, I've grown into myself. I'm so confident in like my physicality. And she's talked about like just it being very different this time for those reasons. But also, she's bigger because she's not dieting like crazy. Yeah. She's not like, she talks about like wanting to nourish her body, wanting to have energy. Like, she's just approaching it very differently. Her body looks different to what you would normally see figure skaters in the past, but clearly it doesn't matter. So that was the routine that she did, and then no one beats her after that. She wins gold, and she just says it's like I just wanted to have fun. I just wanted to show people my art, and I got to do that. She's also like all the other skaters, not just on the US team, but on all the like international teams, say that like she's having such an effect on them as well, because she's just not thinking about placement or winning or competition. They've all sort of started connecting with each other more. She's excited for them and they're getting excited for the US team. And it's like she's just brought a level of relaxation to a lot of the other teams and fun that none of them seem to have permission to have before.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is it? Like, how can a 20-year-old, I mean, she's 20 now. She started doing this at 18 when she decided to come back, have the self-possession to just be like, no, I'm going to do it my way. And like that has now spread.
Yeah.
It's spreading throughout the other girls. And it was the thing that made her do one of the most joyous, iconic, brilliant figure skating performances of all time, because she was just having fun, doing her art and loving it.
Yeah. We could all take a leaf out of Alysa Liu's book.
I think so too.
I think so too. I think when I go to work tomorrow, I'm just going to have fun putting needles in people's arms. I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to like think about like if I get it in the vein. I'm just going to have fun doing it. I'm just going to have a good time.
Just have a good time.
Do it for me.
Taking people's blood. No, I think it's just, that's why it's crazy to me that she has figured this out at 20. And I probably it was the reason I started my Patreon actually. A couple years ago, I was like, I've forgotten what I love about what I do. I felt very disconnected from what I did. I forgot what I enjoyed about it. And I was like, I'll start this Patreon just so I can start, I don't even know what, doing stuff, writing stuff. And then, you know, my mum died 2 days later. And so the last 2 years have ended up being a very weird time. But I still have over that 2 years been trying to really understand what I love about what I do and leaning only into the things that I love doing. And the thing I sort of realized, which I think I see in what Alysa Liu has done, is that I stopped focusing on goals that I'd always had, like winning Oscars and achieving this thing and achieving that thing and getting that TV. I was like, what is like my passion? What do I love about what I do? And to me, I was like, I love telling stories. I love entertaining people. I love writing because it makes me feel seen. I like making other people feel seen through the stories and the stuff that I tell. So as long as I'm always doing that, I feel like there'll be like I've had so much more joy and passion in my work. Even the way I've done Just the Gist this time on this relaunch, I am enjoying it so much more. Like it's just
lovely.
I think that's why her story has moved me so much the last week, because I'm like, I'm so happy for her that she figured it out at 20, not 38 like me, because I'm like, going to be 40 in a couple of months, and I'm just I'm still figuring out, where to find the joy in things.
Yeah.
How amazing that she's done it so early, and that the biggest lesson everyone's taken, like the biggest takeaway everyone has had from her gold medal win is not like, isn't she incredible? Like the gold medal winner, best skater in the world. It has been like, wow, like she's really inspired me to find more joy in my life.
Really?
That is what people are saying.
Yeah.
Like everyone's there's so many memes of like, just live your life with the unbridled joy of Alysa Liu, or like, embrace cringe and what you love, like Alysa Liu. Like just turn up and do it yourself the way you want, like Alysa Liu. Like there are ways to do that in your own life. Like that is the thing that people seem to have taken away from her, from this win for her.
Alysa Liu is a 20-year-old who doesn't have huge amounts of responsibilities, that some of us have, which is kind of like, sometimes you use time poor, but like there's just little things you can do in your day that are just things for you. And it doesn't take a whole lot of money or time or resources. Like it's just little things, I think.
Just,
make a massive difference.
Trying to really remember where you maybe have found joy in life before, and thinking, why did I stop doing X hobby, or why, like it's just, I think just really thinking about embracing life in a way where you're not thinking about what you should be doing, what goal you should be chasing, what you should be achieving, and just taking the time to think about, well, but also what brings me joy, and like what do I feel passionate about? Like how can I embrace that as well?
Yeah.
I think that's really just a lovely thing that she's inspired people to do, especially me. I've been very no, I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I have really been inspired by her the last week. It's just,
that's great.
It's made me happy
that's really good.
to watch it. Anyway, that's just the mini of her.
Can I ask if her dad was at the Olympics to see
He
her win the gold
was.
medal? Oh, that's so
And
great.
all her
siblings as well. Oh, great.
And she's kind of, when asked, what's next? Are you going to keep going? More Olympics, more competing? Like you just won the gold medal. She's kind of just said like, as long as I can keep doing it the way I've done it, like she goes, I have a balanced life now, and that's going to last forever.
Yeah.
Like I will live a life balanced this way forever. If I'm happy skating like this, I'll do it forever. So she's just kind of said, as long as I'm enjoying it, yeah, I'll keep doing it.
That's awesome.
Like she has no sort of pressure on herself to reach whatever next competition or the next Olympics, or she's just like, I'll just do it if I like it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yay.
So that's just murder of Alysa Liu. Cool.
Wonderful. Do we actually have an appointment to do an ice skating class?
Is that okay? I'm really excited.
That's fine. Yeah.
No, because you and I both know how to ice skate. Like we're not coming from, you know what I mean? Like we can go around the rink and whatever, but you can do lessons at this place at Alexandria, especially for adults, where like they just start teaching you just
That's really cool.
things to get a bit more advanced. It's only 45 minutes.
That's cool.
Ice skating was something that I grew up doing for quite a few years because I lived near Macquarie Ice Skating Rink as a kid when I was little. Loved it so much. Haven't done it in years. And I'm like, why not just go do something for the joy of it?
Yeah. I mean, with the first time
Why
we did
not just have fun?
went to the disco ice skating. Like I really enjoy just going and doing an activity.
Me too.
Because I feel like it's just like work,
That's not just watching TV and or going out to dinner.
Doing an activity. So yeah.
So yeah, I signed us up for.
I also want to try pickleball as well.
Oh, okay, hipster. You're on your own. Way to ruin a nice moment. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.